Timeless fence systems, they're non-conductive, they're self-insulating, they're maintenance-free. Beyond that, they're very easy to install. They'll last for years and years. Timeless fence systems. Check them out. And we'd like to introduce you to L&D Trailers. They're announcing their dealership featuring Equus horse trailers of Britain. A full line of high-quality trailers, and soon they're going to be introducing total vans, horse trailers, and comfortable quarters. Equus and L&D Trailer.
The rural American lifestyle. It's how we work, and it's how we play. It's how we learn and how we enjoy the finer things in life. How we take care of our animals and tend to the land. It's a way of life. Has been for hundreds of years. Now there's a whole new way for rural America to watch TV.
Hey, Wayne Williams, speaking of horses, and we are here at the Equus Film Festival. We're in beautiful Manhattan, New York, Lower East Side, way down Lower East Side. This is pretty low, but Janice Blake is my guest. Now, we've talked to Janice before on the show, a jockey riding out of Belmont and a few other tracks. But you won also an award today. Tell us about your video submissions here at the film festival.
Well, I submitted one short video, which is from my book, How to Exercise a Thoroughbred Racehorse. And the video is video number 1. You could see them all on Facebook, on my, not Facebook, but on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. Just search Janice L. Blake and they'll all come up. I have a playlist of How to Exercise a Thoroughbred Racehorse videos. So the one I entered in the festival was video number 1. And I won in a category of racehorses. So there's all kinds of categories, all kinds of different horse categories, and my video won for the racehorse category.
Well, you've got a lot of different things you're doing along with racehorses. You do things about what it takes to be a jockey, what jockey's equipment is. I mean, we did it when we shot a film with you at Belmont a couple of years ago. You had a lot of things going on.
Yeah, I do. I don't like to be bored. So, I mean, life is so interesting. There's there's so many things to do. I've written a screenplay, and I've made some good contacts here for the screenplay, and I'm going to send out a couple of copies to the people, and see where it goes. And the nice thing is, they make films, but yet they know about horses.
Right.
So it's not like they're clueless. They want to make the film, but they don't know anything about horses or how they move and how to film them. So it's really great to be here and have all these horse people here.
Well, yeah, when you come to an event like this, and it's all horse films, the people all have a good clue as to what's going on.
Right. That's the great thing about it. And you talk to people, and you just hit the ground running because they already know what you're talking about. You don't have to explain. Well, horses are kind of shy. They get it.
Right. So, how do people contact you?
You can go to my website, janicelblake.com. I also have a Facebook page. You can message me. I also have a Twitter account, JLBJock, Jock. And pretty much you should get me any of those ways.
And you're still an active jockey at Belmont at least, right?
Yes, I am.
Well, that's good. Janice, thanks for talking with us.
Thank you, Wayne. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good to see you again. And stay with us here on Speaking of Horses.
Horse racing and know that they can have a horse, they can keep it at the farm, they can ship it and race, they can respect the horse and still win races. And that's better than winning ribbons.
They are our family, and we only want the best for them. No standing water means clean, good tasting, algae-free, mosquito-free, and virus-free water. No risk of electric shock, no risk of fire from faulty wiring. Cool water in the summer, warm water in the winter. Water delivered fresh from the water supply at 50 degrees year-round. Drinking Post Water.
Hey, welcome to Speaking of Horses, and we're here at the awards ceremony for the Equus Film Festival, and Bruce Anderson is my guest. Now, tell us, Bruce, your involvement with the Equus Film Festival this year?
This is my second year here. The first year was we had a trailer, and now we've sort of finished the little film that we did, and hopefully we'll do a couple more. So the film festival has allowed us to showcase the journey that we have been on with the help with the horses that we work with. So it's helping us to put it out there, the message.
Now, where was the film shot?
The film was shot in Trinidad and Tobago. There's also scenes from here in the States also. And it's mainly about the horses, and it's more of a philosophy that evolved from my journey in searching for my balance, not consciously doing that. So
tell us a little about this journey. That drove you to this film?
It's sort of interesting. It wasn't until I started the journey that I realized that my upbringing in Trinidad and Tobago on the cocoa and coffee estate is where it all started. And the main three characters I realize now in my life are my mother, my father's mother, and my father's sister. And they have very much influenced my life. And on my journey, I ended up here in the States. And at that period of time, my mother had passed. Sorry.
So how did horses get in? How did horses work into this?
On the estate, we didn't have roads up in the mountains to bring the crops in, and we used donkeys. And we had one horse called Kim, and that's where my journey started as a little boy. Actually, it started before that, apparently. When I was 2, I had a stick horse. And that's where sort of the real journey started, when I fell off the stick horse, which is sort of funny, but I fell from the second floor of the house onto the concrete patio and supposedly survived that one. And in this journey, when my mum passed, the pressure from that, I wanted to run away. I had enough of life, but I couldn't, because I had a dog and a horse, and my whole life had been dedicated to horses, both in Trinidad, England, and the United States. And it was always horses. And at that point, it was almost like an ending when my mum died. But actually, I realized it's actually the beginning. It's where I finally started living, because my goal was to help horses to survive in the world we've created. And what I realized was, when I started this journey, that horses don't have problems. I was the problem. We are the problem. So with the horse and this journey and the round pen, a system evolved called Nature's View. And during that journey, the horses that I was supposed to be helping started helping me. And the system evolved, and it took about 4 years to put into words what I was feeling from that. And then when that system evolved, I thought I was done. But the irony was that I just started, because now, and this is where the joke comes in, I now have to work with people. And what I learned from the horse, and learning, is that we have 2 pieces that we're consciously missing because of domestication. Because of these 2 pieces, we have a tendency of underreacting and overreacting. And because of domestication, i.e. survival, perfection, which is actually a contradiction to survival, and then the 2x4, because we don't get it perfect, we have not just mentally, but more importantly, muscle memory been unbalanced. So when you do the work with us, we don't work on the picture, which is what most trainers would work on. We work on the foundation. And I call this work, or I should take it back, I don't call it. The word that came up was natural humanship. Because what's happening here is, through the horse, one is allowed now the opportunity to first raise your pressure threshold up, because in this world we have created, as opposed to the world we're created for, if you can't handle pressure, you're not going to survive. Because of these 2 missing pieces, what happens is the pressure of the situation reminds us of the past. The past is now greater The pressure of the past is now greater than the moment. And what happens to most people, they start reacting to the past, thinking that they're responding to the moment, but they're not. They're actually responding to the past. So therefore, in the moment, they're either underreacting or overreacting, and therefore making a bad situation worse. What this does here is, instead of taking something that is less and using it to enrich yourself, which is kind of what the indoctrination is in the world we have created, this allows you to actually, in a sense, simulate, so it's experiential, to take something that is less, i.e. the horse, and be careful with the word less. And the horse actually isn't really a horse in this particular situation. It's a metaphor of your significant others, your kids, yourself, life and death. And the round pen that we work in is actually not a round pen, a metaphor of your life, a second of your life. And through this, you're coming to help me, to help the horse, to help itself. We keep helping, and Dr. Phil calls it the why lie. But in helping, you're not helping. You're actually passing on a mindset that's not beneficial. But by doing this, by helping the horse to help itself, the byproduct is you, therefore, will be helping yourself. So between the nature's view system and myself and the role that I play, the person goes on a journey, an experiential journey, to where they're simulating what they know about the world we've created. Because the problem is, what we have been programmed to do isn't beneficial. And generation after generation after generation, we keep becoming more and more diluted and losing touch with our humanity. And I show through this system that the horse can help us to help ourselves, rebalance ourselves, rewrite the past, and instead of going and taking all the stuff that we have, this baggage that we want to get rid of, we show how this baggage can now help you to help yourself acquire a mindset to allow you to be the steward that you're meant to be. You're told, what is it I'm supposed to do in my life? The key word here is it, which I call alpha, but not the word in the dictionary. It just means that you're in control to give up control and do what the picture calls for.
And that's the human ship that you're talking about.
Correct. Through the horse, which is not a horse, it's helping you to get back in touch with your humanity. Before you can be humane to others, truly, you first have to be humane to yourself. I am not the teacher. I'm just a conduit here. The horse is the teacher. The horse, I prove. And please prove me wrong. And I seriously mean that. Because I want to go back to the islands and go fishing. I have it.
Right.
I don't want to keep doing this, but I have this thing, this gift or journey that I'm on, that for some reason I was picked. Please, somebody prove me wrong. So I can go back to the islands and go fishing and just chill. But I want to show how these horses, and I can prove that they're actually more important now than even before the Industrial Revolution. And if you think about the Industrial Revolution, before that, if it wasn't for horses, we wouldn't be where we are now.
Right.
What I am saying here is there are only 3 reasons why horses are actually more important now for human wellness, if not survival, than ever before.
Right. I know exactly what you're saying. Bruce, how do people get a hold of your film?
That's a good question. We have a website, and the film, by the way, is called The Edge, and it's a beginning. It's a work in progress, because understand that I didn't read a book and get this information. It was working through the horse, touched something within me. So it's trying to translate what I'm feeling into words has been quite a challenge. I'm sure if you listen to this interview, you'll understand. It's like, okay, so what is he talking about?
Well, we know what you're talking about. Yeah. What is your website?
The website is, naturesview.us.
Naturesview.us?
Yes.
Okay, because you're
my partner, Julia.
That's what I want to know. Okay.
She handles that side of things.
So from the standpoint of finding out more about Bruce and about what he's doing and about his film or how to obtain it, go to that website?
naturesview.us, correct.
naturesview.us.
And more so, not learning about me, but learning about how the horse can help you to help yourself. And
The horse and the process.
Correctamundo. I'm just a conduit. What I hope to do is share this, what I call the foundation work, with others, so now it takes what they do to a greater level for the good of the environment, for the nature.
Bruce, thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
And we're here at the Equus Film Festival. We're at the award ceremony coming up here in a bit. But my guest, Bruce Anderson, thank you very, very much.
Appreciate the time. Have a blessed.
Stay with us here on Speaking of Horses.
King Barns, located in New Holland, Pennsylvania. If you want a great custom-built barn, you got to contact kingbarns.com. All kinds of customized barns, top-grade materials, and wonderful custom design to meet your request. Please check out King Barns today. Source Nutrition. One of the fine sponsors, Source Nutrition, micronutrients developed from the seaweed harvested off the coast of Maine, aids in digestion, helps with older horses, keeps everything moving fine in your horse's digestive tract. Check out Source.
So, is everybody ready? All right, so the first thing we're going to start with, since we're in this wonderful gallery, is Roberto Supesco and Emily Adams. Please come this way. So here we go. They're going to talk about this wonderful, wonderful gallery. I'm sure that everybody appreciates it like I do.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for coming. I am Emily Adams and I'm the director of the Wild Horses of Sable Island Gallery. I've had already a lot of questions about the work that we have there. All of these photographs were taken on an island called Sable Island, which is about 200 miles off the coast of Nova Scotia. Sable Island is a sandbar. It's held in place by two currents that come together that shuffle the sand into a very thin ribbon of land, about twice the length of Manhattan, but only the width of Central Park. Because of these currents colliding there, the seas are very high, they're very rough. If you're on a boat looking at the horizon, it's often difficult to even see Sable Island. So back in the old days, before people had navigational equipment, they had a saying, if you see Sable Island, it's too late. And by too late, that means you've seen it, you're shipwrecking, goodbye. So in the documented history of Sable Island, there have been about 500 shipwrecks that we know of. We believe that there were more that were undocumented because back in those old days, people believed that if a ship went missing, a sea creature ate it. So there are, other shipwrecks that we believe may have landed there, but the first documented shipwreck was in 1583. Back in those early days, people traveled on land on horses. And so when they were traveling, exploring, when merchants were traveling, they often brought horses with them. They shipwrecked. The horses survived. The people either perished or got picked up by other passing ships. But to this day, the horses remain the only terrestrial mammals on Sable Island. There are no mice. There are no rabbits. There are horses. And they live completely without any human intervention or interaction. So they're not fed, they're not medicated, they're not treated, their herds are not managed in any way. And it's a really wonderful reminder that as mankind, we don't have to own, control, manage, run everything. Sometimes nature has its own beautiful way to manage it itself. So Sable Island is a reminder to us that sometimes we need to leave things alone, but it's also a reminder to us about what it really means to be wild, what it means to be undefined. So we have this word horse, and we decided that we know what that means, but that word doesn't exist on Sable Island because there's nothing else. They don't compare themselves to anything. They just have each other, and we're not there saying you're a horse and this is your role in the world. So it's also a reminder to us that we don't have to be defined by what other people say about us or that what we think about ourselves. So that's a little bit about our background, and I'm going to pass it off to Roberto.
Hello, thank you for being here. I never had so many people loving horses. It's incredible. I am delighted to have you all. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, everyone. I'll just tell you 2 minutes about my feelings about the word itself. As Emily mentioned, name things and we run under the assumption that we know what they are. So when I went to Sable Island in the early 90s, I was questioning whether a horse knows that he or she is a horse. So does that which I call a horse understands what they are? And since we do not know why we're here, I was wondering if they know why they are on Sable Island. So the project became more of a philosophical project, more so than a photography or film or any other sort of project. It became at a level of probing the reality which exists between a horse and myself as I'm there alone on Sable Island. And in that, as I often say, in that empty space, which is not empty at all, there's so much information. And therefore, when we perhaps look at all things which we name, a horse, a dog, a tree, a blade of grass, or anything else, maybe we have to think of them in a different way and to be more curious about them in a different way, or not be curious at all, to just simply be in their presence, and by being in their presence, perhaps other things that we're not expecting may happen, and perhaps wonderful moments may come about, and if you're a filmmaker or a photographer or a painter, you might be able to actually capture those moments. I mean, I shot 25 years of fashion, I do many different things. This is one project which has been around for a long time. The gallery's been around for about 10 years. And what we've always done, we've always told the actual story of what Sable Island is, and it's a reminder that really wilderness, it exists out there, and when wilderness is unaware and unafraid of man, that encounter really is life-changing. And most of the people that I meet, they perhaps will never see a wild horse, especially a wild horse on Sable Island, or the few left wild horses around, alone in the world, which are not afraid of humans. So we have to remember also that America was built on the back of a horse, you know. Go West, the young man was not Go West walking, but mostly it's the horse that actually brought a lot of people out west. So I've stayed away from documenting or photographing horses anywhere else in the world. For one, specifically here in America, with its great bands of Mustangs and wild horses, for only one reason. Other people do great things in their own way, and many of you are here. All of you are here, for that matter of fact. And I chose to actually stay with the wild horses, tell the story in my own way. The film Chasing Wild Horses that we did was very naive, and it started just as a very simple project. It ended up playing in many different countries around the world.
So before I begin, I would like to bring up my cohort and the founder of the Equus Film Festival, Lisa Dearson. As many of you know, it's just the two of us. And we know that not everything is perfect, but we are darn proud of what we've done with just two people. And our sponsors and everyone else. And we truly want to thank all of you for supporting us. And Lisa, your turn.
Am I on? First of all, I want to thank our sponsors, because without our sponsors and without the sponsors that have come on board, Protect the Harvest and Farm Paint, and Samantha Wells with her Mustang Leadership Program, and Post Time Studios, and the list goes on of who our amazing sponsors are. We wouldn't be able to put together this event for the filmmakers, the artists, and the authors that are here to get their awards for excelling in this field of telling equine storytelling. If we don't support ourselves, all of us together, in telling these stories, whether they're good stories, they're bad stories, no matter which side you're on, we still have to tell the stories for the horses. It's about the horses, and that's it. It's not about the splinter groups, it's not about the people, it's for the horses. And that's what we're here for, and we're here for you guys. So thank you to our sponsors. We can't do it without you. Protect the Harvest has really been amazing this year. I can't thank them enough. We had an amazing party on Thursday night, and now with Roberto. Today, this is just over the top to be able to host this event in this gallery with horse lovers, with all of these beautiful, amazing horse images around us, and somewhere out there is Apple. So we're having a horse awards with a horse in it. Somewhere Apple is here. So thank you everybody for supporting and staying with us, and give us positive feedback if you can, because we're going to stay here and keep the fight for you guys. So thank you. Thank you all.
Before I begin, I do want to make one announcement about something great that's happening with us. And as you may know, we do tour stops throughout the year. And one of those tour stops this year is going to be the World Cup. Yes, and another tour stop is going to be the Spanish Riding School in Vienna, Austria. So things are looking at. So again, thank you very much, and let's get on the road here. Remember again that we do need a little space there so our photographer can take pictures, and our videographer can also videography.
Is Edie Sweeney here? Yes. Where are you? I just need to see you. Wait, so when we call you up. Okay, that's good. Okay, you're good. Okay. I just need to make sure you were here. Okay.
And I just heard from Roberto that he wants to extend a 25% discount to anybody if you are interested in any of these wonderful, wonderful pictures. All right, the first people I'm going to present to is the artists. So I want Elise Kingkirk, excuse me if I don't pronounce everything perfect, Marianne Schmidt, and Vasilios Sofianidis to come up to the front now.